It's me. Let's remove the tomato. Private chat. No private chat. Let's kill the music. No music. We got banners. We got everything. Let's go to comments. Welcome aboard those that have joined me here today, February 13th, 2023. Let's go a little bit more this way. Let's go this way. We'll move the hair back. We're going to do all this stuff tomorrow. Very exciting. Yeah, put it in the comment over there. LI News Radio, JVC Broadcasting, 1039, Long Island's only business talk radio station. I should get paid for that. Nah, actually not. You know, that station's been like super friendly toward me. Definitely appreciate it. So many things got started there. Continue on there, and very excited about it. So you see the post I put up, the comment in there was LA News Radio, JVC Broadcasting, Crash Course Radio. That's right, Crash Course Radio. Host of that would be Peter Krausch. Peter Krausch has been hosting that show for a while. It is a collision auto network. He talks about the collision industry. He talks about the auto industry. He talks about jobs. He talks about, yes, that world of internships, apprenticeships, stuff like that. Hello, Karen. Good to see you. We same house, so far away sometimes. You know, what's for lunch? Oh, let's not go with the what's for lunch kind of thing. I'll send you a text later and we'll talk and the rest of that stuff. But hey, JVC Broadcasting. So Peter was cool. My wife could appreciate this. Peter had a guest on, Michael Tedisco. Michael Tedisco, his business is the apprenticeship world. Totally involved in that whole thing, from the student side up, from the business side down, and everything in between as that goes. So I'm listening to the station. I listen to the station kind of frequently, and I was like, wait a second, I recognize that voice. That's Mike Tedisco. Mike Tedisco is also a board member of the ECNY Foundation, Executive Consultants of New York. We all have different focuses within that foundation. Maria Fry, who's the president, she does the job search boot camps. Michael Tedisco, board member, focusing more on the internships. I focus a little bit more on the high school crowd, doing those career days. But boy, oh boy, when it comes together, man, it is just absolutely fantastic. And that's what we're trying to get. And I'll put this link up over here too. And figured out how to move the screen here. This way I'm not looking sideways on stuff. Just didn't get a chance to do it because, things get in the way. So Michael was on the show and he's talking about the internship programs, things like that. And I call up Peter afterwards. I was like, man, it's great. Mike on, he's a board member of the ECNY Foundation. As so am I, all the rest of that kind of stuff. I told him what I was doing with the schools. And you're going to hear much more about this tomorrow. But I told him what I was doing with the schools and this idea of a permanent drag strip and how to promote the auto industry and how to promote careers within the auto industry, getting into any aspect of it, actually. And maybe this will come out tomorrow. Probably not. But any aspect of it, including the business of it. I'm not talking about the business of running an auto shop business. I'm talking about the business of racing. There's so many aspects that goes along with that. Can ask, follow Justin Ashley. He works with Phillips Connect. Justin is the driver, but he's also working on the business side of it. Sponsorships is a big deal. The auto mechanics is a big deal. The catering, yeah. The hospitality side of these things is a big deal. Whether it's keeping the team fed, because if they're out at the track or they're in the shop, they're going out, running all over the place for food and things like that. Or when it comes to sponsorship parties, all that stuff is big. Graphic designers, absolutely. Maybe it comes to the metal work on actually building these cars. Maybe it comes to the plastics and everything else that goes along with the outer shell of these cars. Just it's unbelievable, actually. So anyhow, I'm listening to the show and I call Peter and then I get him on the phone and we're out at this lake and it's nice and quiet. And I would go, Peter, it's great. So I tell him what I'm doing with the show, what I'm doing with the school. He goes, oh yeah, we got to have him on. Why? Because it very well is fits into his business super well. I remember you could say what you will about everybody going out and volunteering and doing the rest of that stuff, but there has to be some sort of give and take that goes along with it. Has to be. It just is. Look, maybe you get the super altruistic person that's like, oh yeah, I don't do anything for me, I just do it for them. No, even that, even that, not doing it for the money. Maybe they don't have a kid in school. Maybe they don't have any connection with whatever the nonprofit is. But you know what they get? You know what they get? And I think it was John Maxwell that said this one. I'll give him credit for it. Why not? Hell, I keep getting a friend requests from all of the people in John Maxwell University. So we'll give you a John Maxwell out there for this one. But it's a goodwill deposit. It makes the person feel good. Makes it feel good. Why do you do something? Because it makes you feel good. You're donating your time because it makes you feel good. You're involved in some sports. Why? Because it makes you feel good. Go for a hike because it makes you feel good. But sometimes in the business world, it goes a little bit more than just it's a feel good. So Peter's business is the auto collision business, and he works with a whole number of different companies around Long Island, in that focus. And I got a feeling he's looking to go more because his radio program is on Spotify, and you can go to Alexa and just say, "Hey, show me Crash Course Radio," or whatever his keywords are, and doing that whole thing. But when I told him that the school was Suffolk Community College was expanding their auto program from the current one at the Selden campus to building a new facility, which will include collision on the Brentwood campus, and it's going to be a much bigger building. You're going to get details. If not tomorrow, you will on February 25th. February 25th on Radio Jobline, Scott Possessor's show, JVC Broadcasting. The president of the college, Dr. Boniu, will be on the program along with David Malkotz, who's the assistant dean at the automotive program, Suffolk Automotive Program. And then also, I believe it's Steve Young from the Competition Auto Group is going to be on there talking about jobs. But you're going to hear from Dr. Boniu talking about the school and Mr. Malkotz talking about the school and the program or the expansion of what they're trying to do of it. No, let's not use the word trying. Of what they are aiming to do, what they are moving forward to do, what they will accomplish, I'm sure, because there are a few people in this world that are really, really focused. Those two happen to be those few people in this world, really focused. I've had some nice conversations with the two of them. It's impressive what they want to accomplish. Absolutely great. And it's sincere. And that's another big part of the whole thing. But you're going to hear from them about where they want to go. So when I told Peter about the school and the collision program they want to add in, he was like, yeah, he's all in. As with so many other people that I have spoken to, they're just kind of all in. They want to participate. They want to be a part of this whole thing. And there's multitude of reasons. Multitude. It's not about racing. No. There's a lot of folks that would enjoy the racing if there was a permit track. Absolutely. Is it about the school itself? No, not really. It's not like I'm sitting here saying, hey, Suffolk Community College, great school. Although I do think it is a great resource, a good school. I'm a graduate of it. Oceanside High School, another two, a great program. Is it just about that particular high school or that particular college? Man, they got great programs. I love singing their praises. Oceanside High School, John Lacasia is going to be on the program tomorrow. John and his team, and I mean team, have not only over the last couple of years built a boat, but they've built a boat. They've built a rat rod, car from scratch up. They also brought it to the HIA, that's the Hauppauge Industrial Association trade show. Phenomenal. But it wasn't just the car or the boat, it was both. And to top it all off, they brought the students. They brought many of their tech students along with them too. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. This way, these students got a chance to talk to not just the 20 or so companies that show up at these high school career days, which is a great thing, but they had a chance to talk to, there was a couple of hundred businesses that were at that HIA trade show, the Hauppauge Industrial Association trade show. A couple hundred businesses. They had a chance to talk to anybody that they wanted to. And what was interesting too is that the businesses that they were able to speak to, the people that were presenting the businesses they were able to speak to, it wasn't, and I say this with all due respect, but it wasn't the HR departments. No, it wasn't the company recruiters. No, it was people that actually work at those companies. That trade show, they sent a lot of folks that are down there. They're principals of the companies. They were accessible. The folks that are actually doing the stuff, they are the ones accessible. Great experience. So I give that school a tremendous amount of kudos for coming down there and doing that. And I could sing the praises of many other schools that are doing like other things that are great. These schools that are participating in the DECA program. Farmingdale High School, I know, is doing that. I spoke at their DECA program. Rocky Point is another one, Virtual Enterprise Group, and the list goes on. Oh, just really great stuff. But here's the big thing on my side, and this I really truly hope I'm able to get this out tomorrow as we do this, because it's an hour program. It's gonna go. It's from 3 to 4 p.m. You can listen 103.9, or you can listen on the internet any place you want. And you got 4 people that are like super animated, that super want to make their thing happen, which is great. Peter's got a great show. He's super excited about this. It wasn't just he called me, actually. It wasn't me calling him. I called him to tell him what was going on. He'd go, yeah, in the future, you let me know, you come on. And then I got a phone call last week. I got a phone call last week. Do you want to come on? And then I'm listening to the show. Brian Cohen will be on. You think he's excited? Yeah, absolutely. So am I. So are the others. So very, very excited about it. But here's what it is. And this is the big thing. And this could go, you want to take this into politics, which I love to do. You want to talk about politics? Great. You want it about equal up for everybody? Great. You want to talk about opportunities? Yeah. You want to talk about all these things, have a job creation? What about job fulfillment? Not creation. We're talking about fulfillment, because there's plenty of open positions in auto, manufacturing, and aerospace. You can take a look at some of the biggest companies and some of the smaller companies here on Long Island, man. They are looking for employees. They're looking for engaged employees. Now, here's the thing. You want to talk about resume building too? Man, I can talk about that too. Because here's what happens. Here is what happens. You get an exciting vocational program inside of the Oceanside High School. And we'll ask John about that. So, John, what do you got going on over there? He's going to tell you where they built a boat, they built a car. What are you actually teaching them? He's going to teaching them all about how to build a car and the different pieces of it and everything that goes along with that. He's also probably going to mention, hopefully he mentions, how you as a business owner can participate. But the question I had for him, and I've asked this before, and I know the answer is, are these students learning real life transferable skills? Real life transferable skills. In other words, if I knew how to build a car, does that mean I'd be able to work on anything with an engine, some sort of propulsion system? At least understand it? Yeah, absolutely. If I learn how to weld that frame together of that car and understand the different types of steel and aluminum and how to weld differently and the different techniques, would I be able to transfer that from auto to manufacturing to construction also, right? In aerospace? Absolutely. And I even called somebody over at one of the aerospace companies, said, look, doing this whole thing, I'm told that these are transferable skills. If somebody's learning how to build a vehicle, a car, or a boat in a high school vocational program, it's like, does that translate well into some of the job descriptions you have at this aerospace company? And it's one of the big aerospace companies that are based here on Long Island. Because I read it, and I don't know. I can't weld. I don't know how to do any of that stuff, the electric, any of that. Read a blueprint? I don't know how to do that. AutoCAD? I'm not even No, I can't do that. I wouldn't even know where to begin on that one. I said, but if they learn this on building cars, does it really translate to aerospace? Whew. You talk about another animated opinion. Oh, absolutely. And he just kept going on and on with the whole thing. And this was an executive. Let's just say that I'm surprised they got him on the phone for one. And then I couldn't believe how long he kept going on how much it is and how important some of these other programs are, like SAE. And I attended one of those conferences, and that was another one. And they have a he went through the program there. He went through for aerospace, but there's also there's also the vehicle side of things that they have at the universities. And Stony Brook University happens to be a part of that. I think it's both of the aerospace and the automotive one. So it's darn interesting, isn't it? Let's see. If there was a track over here, maybe that would be a very safe place, appropriate place for them to use these vehicles, but it'd be a plane, or for that fact, or some sort of a vehicle. Interesting. What about robotics? Interesting. What about learning how to fly a drone airplane? A drone airplane, but drone cameras. Interesting. That's Farmingdale University has that. So why do I think this whole thing's important? Because if we could show you and me, if we could show how exciting these careers are by building a boat or building a car, well, I'm told that they work on motorcycles over at the Ward Melville High School. Got to get down there for that one. I'm told that guy, and I believe this is a male instructor, is very enthusiastic. I don't know. I haven't spoke to him yet, but very enthusiastic. Oh, and this is not what you call, maybe it's a male-dominated industry, but oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that's another conversation I had with somebody else too about all the women coming into the industry here and why that makes sense. Why that makes, because if only men design cars, interiors of cars as well as the exterior of the cars, then are they missing something? Oh, yeah. And she explained that one out. And she feels it's very important to get more women involved. And this is happening all around the world, actually, all around the world. It's just terrific. You know, the more opinions you have on something, the better it is. Got to come to a conclusion on something at some point in time, but the better it is. And it's great stuff. But just think about this massive resume build. And this goes into being ready and being able to see the opportunity. But if you're in high school, you're a high school kid, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, and they walk down into the automotive shop, the STEM program. Actually, it's more of a STEM program, technology program, than an automotive program over at Oceanside. They don't even have a lift in there. This guy does it all. It's really just absolutely amazing. And they did a car show too, by the way. I don't want to leave that out, but they had a car show. Phenomenally impressive and successful. Just absolutely amazing. But let's assume that 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade walks down and she's in that wing and sees what's going on in there. And they're building this car and it's in pieces. And then a month later, they come down there and look again. It's like, wow, that thing's got wheels and a frame. And they go down a month later. It's like, and not only that wheels and a frame, but it's got a body on it now and it's got an engine and it's running. And they go down a couple of weeks later and the thing is out in the parking lot. They're driving around the parking lot. Wow. And then another week, 2, 3 weeks later, and then all of a sudden that body of the car and now is painted. The wheels look phenomenal. The car sounds great. Unbelievable. Hey, that's exciting. Let me take a picture of it. Oh, let's get a video of it. Why don't we interview some of the students that worked on this thing? Hey, that's something else. You know, we need an aerial shot. Don't you think we need? I think we need an aerial. You definitely need. Oh, you could speak to Sequoia over in the Brentwood High School because he's got this audiovisual program that he takes these students and they do phenomenal things, interviews, learn how to fly the drone, everything. Like, we need an aerial shot of that car as it drives around the parking lot. Hey, what about that car show? Hey, who's going to put that car show together? Wait, we have some other students that would probably be interested in something like that. Is that event planning? Is that experience actually creating an event? Well, somebody needs a flyer. Well, how are you going to make a flyer? Let's call it, we need graphic designers for that. Great. Sell tickets? Well, you don't need to sell tickets. Maybe there's a raffle involved, but you need a trophy. I mean, how can you have a car show without a trophy and certificates, given out, appreciation and on food? Well, who do you decide to have food at the food trucks? And then you got to make sure that, everybody's vetted and all the rest of that. They got all their licenses. Hey, maybe that somebody's going into political science. What? You mean to tell me because somebody had a vocational program at a school, a high school, and they went to build a car, all these things fit into it? The answer to that is yes. Yes. You want to talk about a resume build? Could you imagine you very enthusiastic car person, talking to you, my wife. But could you imagine in ninth grade, you walk in there and learn about AutoCAD. In 10th grade, you learned about welding. At 11th grade, you learned about the mechanics. 12th grade, you learned about the electric. And then also in 12th grade, I mean, you got to have, the celebratory car show, and maybe you're involved in event planning, project management. Ooh, I didn't mention that one too. Phenomenal stuff. And then what's the next step? Wow, you know something? At graduating high school, what am I going to do? I'm going to get certified in some of these things, or I'm going to go to school for 2 years or 4 years and get a project management certificate, Stony Brook University for that. Maybe work a certification in auto repair, and Suffolk Community's got that. Maybe go to Suffolk Community College for 2 years, and you get more into, you want to run a business. Maybe you take a few accounting classes in there too and learn what it's like to actually run a business, or the audiovisual, or any of these things mentioned. And then you further on, Stony Brook and Suffolk Community College got a great relationship. 2 years at Suffolk, and that's what I did. I did 2 years of stuff at Suffolk. Then I went up to Oneonta, learned about event planning up in Oneonta, hospitality. We threw a couple of really cool parties back in the day. Let's get focused. But in Stony Brook University, got a great project management certification program. Great, get your PMP certification, and boom, you're off and running. Let me tell you, if I, as an employer in manufacturing, auto industry, or aerospace, or construction, or anything like that, or maybe even if there's a permanent racetrack, you need an event planner, don't you? Yeah, I think so. And all kinds of other things that go along with that. Wow. If I'm looking at that resume, and that resume goes back, that resume goes back 3 or 4 years, and you're just coming right out of high school, and you're like, yes, I'd like to work in the automotive industry. And you're like, well, what kind of experience do you have? Well, for the last 3 years or 4 years, I've been building a car in the tech program, STEM program. And I'm like, fascinating. And you're going to college at this point in time, earning a certification program. Maybe you're getting a sponsor, a scholarship from one of the automotive companies, and they are doing that. One of those automotive companies. Phenomenal. Do you think that's an impressive resume? Yeah. Do you think that student is sincere and authentic about the efforts of yours? You bet. You bet. Because it's not that they're just looking for a paycheck. It's not that they're just looking to be employed someplace. It's that they are focused on a goal. And they know exactly what it is that they want to do. And they know exactly where they want to be. And if you're smart enough with your company, you're participating in some of these high school career days. You're participating and assisting with some of these automotive programs inside of the high schools, because then they will have a 3 or a 4 year relationship with you, and you will have a 3 or 4 year relationship with them. And that's not really like hiring a new employee, is it? Technically, it is. Realistically, man, that's building on a relationship. Perhaps that's networking skills. Perhaps that's magic. Now, if we could help, we'll go into the politics side of this thing. If we could help every school, every high school on Long Island build out the program that they want, and it could be automotive, nursing, it could be accounting, it could be hospitality, it could be anything, whatever is most appropriate for that school. But if we could help that school get that funding from a government level, from the governor's office, and then assist it from with our businesses with those vocational programs, here's what's going to happen too. Oh, wait a second. This is more socially acceptable, is it not? If those students find it exciting to work for your company and then they stay on Long Island and they pay taxes on Long Island and they achieve success on Long Island, that's socially acceptable, is it not? Yeah, I would tend to think that it is. And more people paying taxes, more people living here, more people working and earning career wages, not just job wages. Okay, real estate agents, you tell me where that's bad. It's not. It's not. So maybe the thing that really needs to be looked at over here is one, how we could support these high schools with college educations, be it the 2-year schools, Suffolk Community College, be it the 4-year schools, Stony Brook University. How can we support these programs with your business, whether it be a 1 day a year high school career day or something a little bit more ongoing where you pop in once a month to say and see how it's going with whatever your business is applied to whatever that vocational program is. Maybe you got your own certification programs. I do believe that one of the school systems on the South Shore, I don't recall which one it is, so I don't want to take a guess and say that say something that would be incorrect. But they have nursing certification programs and the like with Stony Brook University. Stony Brook is a part of that school. That's great. That really is great. And I mean, any of those things are good. Any of those things are good. Because if you know you're in the right place and you're doing the right thing and you really enjoy doing it, you know something? There's an unbelievable level of success that one could achieve. So maybe we do need to speak to our real estate agents a little bit more so. And maybe we do need to speak to the schools a little bit more so. Maybe we do need to put a new category in when high schools show their success. How many kids graduated? Hey, that's an important thing. How many kids went to college? Okay, that's an important bit of data. How many kids earned a work certification program? How many kids went directly to a career right out of high school? How many kids, students are working or furthering their education or both right out of high school? See, success to me might mean going to school, but it means going to school for the right reason and going to school for a reason. Maybe it means not going to school for a year and really exploring out a little bit more so. Maybe it is trying to become an entrepreneur. Maybe it is going to work directly at a company. That's great. I can tell you a lot of companies, not only they want to train you in their own way, or maybe they want to send you to school too. We've heard those stories. They're all out there. All the stories are out there. Will we get a chance to say all of this stuff tomorrow? No, I'm sure not. I'm sure not. But tomorrow, when you listen to Crash Course Radio, Peter Crouch, and you listen to Dave Malkotz talk about Suffolk Community College and the automotive program, what he's doing over there, and you listen to John LaCassia at the Oceanside High School, the technology teacher, and he talks about what he's done with those students, you're going to be amazed because the sky really, truly is the limit. We need to support this stuff. That's success. And if these students advance through opportunities by being ready for them and aware of them and work on that aspect of it as early as possible, they're going to be super successful. And a lot of these things that we have to deal with now, well, maybe they will go away because they are totally engaged in careers and changing things and fixing them and making them more efficient for all of us to enjoy. You think we can accomplish all of this in a half an hour or in an hour tomorrow from 3 to 4 o'clock? Yeah, probably not. That's why they're on Radio Jobline later on in the month. Dr. Bonney, president of Suffolk Community College, Dave Malkotz, assistant dean, and also Steve Young from Competition Order Group. Oh, and more to come too. Wednesday. Another thing, Patchogue Rotary Club, you guys are rocking it, man. We could talk about how, and this won't be broadcast, but I'll talk about it probably Thursday, I guess. So the Patchogue Rotary Club invited us down there. Over 30 minutes. I got to get going. I got to put the clock on this side. And so we're going to talk about how the Long Island Needs a Drag Strip supports the efforts of the church when it comes to the food pantry. By just donating money? No, by having a weekly car show and bringing anywhere 500 to 1,000 cars down there and donating money and food and enjoying it and great camaraderie. I can tell you, Father Henry just absolutely loves the whole thing. It is just a great it's a great event, and that's going to begin in April when they'll start doing that. But we get a chance to talk about that one on whatever day, on Wednesday. So I will probably not be on tomorrow. I think I'm going to set up a replay. I got a thing in the morning I got to do. I got the radio show in the afternoon. Maybe we'll pop on tomorrow night for some. So I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to do that either. But whatever it is, we'll see you. I'll definitely see you on Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to that. Enjoy the rest of your day. Listen in tomorrow. You know, that'd be great. You can listen online, JVC Broadcasting or LANewsRadio.com or at 103.9 FM on your radio dial. All right, there we go. Well, you know what you should do? This is what I hope I do tomorrow too, and that is to, of course, speak well, speak often, in shorter sentences. This way everybody else has a chance to do it. But speak well, speak often, and live inspired. People will follow you. I guarantee that. Have a great day.